Disengage. You're playing with fire. Prepare. What's holding you down? I ain't like others. Don't let them hold your ground. I am in the summer sky. I am hearing all the lies.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Dungeons and Durags, an all-black D&D campaign DM'd by yours truly. What's good? My name is Omega Jones, also known as the Critical Bard, CB in the house. I'm an active vocalist, hot mess incarnate, and I am the Dungeon Maestro for these 4 individuals who are here. Some playing for the first time ever. Some are veterans in this field known as tabletop RPGs. But enough about me. I want y'all to know these people over here. So we're going to start with MiladyConfetti. Tell these people who you are, what you do, all that jazz. You can do a lot of your promotions afterwards, but just give them a little teaser who you might be.
Well, I might be MiladyConfetti. I play Arella, the Twilight Cleric, and I'm excited that we're back.
What I like about this campaign is the fact that when we need a week off, we can take a week off because, we're still in the pandemic, so protect your peace, period.
Please.
Right? Next up is Cypheroftyr.
Hey y'all, I'm Cypheroftyr, Tanya DePass. You find me here, my own channel, Rivals, Black Dice Society, Motherlands, and I'm playing Elvinia, your Drow Tiefling Blood Hunter. I had to think about who I play. It's been a week off. I don't know how to act.
You said Drow, and I went, huh?
No, Drow. Sorry, I almost said Drow, and I was like, no, wrong show, wrong day of the week.
Hey, rewind that. All right.
Rewind.
Right on to me.
Is it on to you? Actually, it's on to J-Rock.
Wow. Okay. You don't respect the clockwise here. I hear it.
Nah, we're just saving the best for last, Chelsea. That's all that is.
Thank you, J-Rock. See?
Yeah, I'm JrocTheGod, and today I actually got dressed today. I'm proud of myself. Normally, I'm just sitting here like in a robe and whatnot, but I got dressed today, so I'm proud of that first off. But I'm gonna be playing Latrell, and I'm gonna try not to steal from any of my teammates today.
Okay.
Not if you want to keep both your hands.
I'm just saying the rogue has yet to steal anything. Just letting y'all know. That's what a campaign. What a day.
And last but certainly not least, Miss ChelseaBytes.
Hey, hi, I'm ChelseaBytes, and I am playing Liliana, your Tabaxi rogue, for our lovely Dungeons and Durags campaign. It's so great to see you guys again.
Again, I want to thank these 4 individuals for taking time out of their long, hard, busy lives to play some games and roll some dice and figure out what a D20 is and what a natural 20 is. Shout out to Confetti for that awesome moment.
Great! It's such a good moment. You rarely get to have those nowadays.
Excuse me, Jesus. A couple of things before we get started. A couple of shout outs. Thank you to I Need Diverse Games for allowing us to be on this channel. I Need Diverse Games is an awesome nonprofit organization doing things for people of color, especially within the gaming community. Shout out to Tiny DePaz for streamlining that and getting that on its feet and starting it, honestly. It's an awesome group, and we should support them in all the things they do. Thank you so much for the hype train. The hype train money goes to I Need Diverse Games. So definitely check them out and do the things. Just check them out, support this organization, and just be there because it's important and it matters. Thank you to a couple of people as well to Elf Song for the intro video, and my friends who made the Zerjester for the logo for Dungeons and Durags. I was like, I should know names, and I was blanking because my brain is gone right now. And
Brain,
again,
what
thank
is that?
you, right?
Our brains be.
And thank you to all of you for supporting this show. At the end of the day, there aren't many all black D&D campaigns out there, or just just D&D campaigns that aren't all white men. Sitting in that seat. So thank you for supporting our joy. This is a really fun campaign. It's only episode 4, but I feel like we're already a family. Other than the stealing and the
I mean,
disrespect.
what family don't steal? Am I right?
Hexing.
But
God.
thank you all. If you look in chat, there is currently a tip command if you want to support us personally. I guarantee we all would be thankful for those monies. Help pay for our lunch today if you feel the need to do so. There's also a bar below over there. That and they don't know what's going to happen when that hits 250. So let's go ahead and get that hit.
Oh wait, I thought that was a joke.
Nope.
You
Wasn't
thought?
a joke.
You thought? No, that's not a joke. Yeah, I want to see. I
We're
want to
gonna
see
find
that bar hit bop to the top to the end and hit 250 because then something may or may not happen. We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm afraid now.
I'm
You
also
can be afraid if you want to.
terrified.
But with that being said, with all of that gone, and we are getting into this game. Before we do that, let's take a moment and think.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, wait a minute.
Not thinking. Please.
How
I'll
does
try.
one define glory? Wealth,
Ooh.
honor, prominence. As the metaphorical camera pans, we find ourselves in a vast room. Pictures upon the walls equidistant from each other. Regality at its finest. Gilded columns and shining accoutrements scattered about. A sensual walkway heading up to a marble staircase with only 3 steps to its name. Upon the floor, a long carpet of royal blue, leading from the doorway, the double doors, up to a pedestal. This small pedestal at the back of the room has upon it 2 chairs. One slightly bigger than the other, though the size isn't as important. The coloring of the carpet is reflected upon the backing of what these 2 chairs, which can only be described in one word: a throne. In front of these 2 chairs stand 2 individuals. The male staring at the door, a sense of authority upon his face, stoic but warm. The woman beside of him staring at him for a moment, curiosity written upon her face before she too turns and watches the front. After a moment, a sound of brass echoes through this chamber as a trumpet is blown. One individual steps forward wearing the garb of a royal servant. Their pose seeped with purpose and intent. a visitor to the kingdom. Before you stands King Eldon and Queen Anava, first of their names, rulers of the kingdom of Ouroboros. The double doors open as they speak. Traditionally, someone stands behind this door as they greet the king and queen of the kingdom. But there's silence. Nothing. The lights flickering, flame continual. The king and queen look at each other. Confusion written upon their faces before they look back out. More silence. The servant, unsure of what's going on, please step forward to greet the king and queen of the kingdom. More silence. Confusion becomes unease. The royal caller steps out, looking around the corner. From the eyes of the king and queen, they just see their servant walk around and nothing. And then there's a scream. But that isn't important right now. What's important is the four individuals here who have slept as best as they could and are now on the way towards what they know to be the foundry, the area where the working class resides. Most of the metal workers and leather workers and merchants all reside in this area. They are being led by, well, are they being led by or are they following the kobold named Krunk currently being chased by a direwolf named Fenris? We're unsure. But they start to travel in that area regardless. We see two tieflings, an elven individual, as regal as ever, and a tabaxi. Skittish and kind. But the four of them walk. As the kobold gets his bearings, the direwolf going back to their current master or friend, however they want that relationship to be. They continue on past the inn and the living areas of this town called Ingleport. They get led into an area where those with the higher perceptions, you hear it first. You start to hear the sound of hammering. You hear the sound of sawing. You hear the sound of general merchant voices calling out barkers and things of that nature, trying to get their things sold. The general area of the foundry is quite different from the rest. It feels like it's a working area. It feels like whenever you go, someone's clocking into work, and that same breath someone's clocking out for potentially for break. It feels active. And that's the norm here. Within the foundry, they believe that you have to work hard to get by, because most people here aren't born into nobility. They aren't born into royalty. They aren't born into the money that many people in this kingdom tend to just throw out like it's candy. They believe in hard work and excellence, but they don't believe that if you can't work, you aren't allowed to live or survive. This is the group that cares about the common folk, the folk who might not have a chance. You can see a couple of homeless individuals laying next to a wall, a couple of pieces of bread in front of them as they eat. There's a sense of sadness, but there's a sense of You knew if they were anywhere else, they would not survive. But the foundry is the place where they would. As you all continue to walk, you see it feels active, but it feels like people are stopping for a moment as you walk through. You know the world is going to continue whether the 4 marshals exist or not, but even with your passive perceptions, you can tell that people are watching. People are curious to know what you all are doing in this area. Why you haven't left yet? What is making you all stay together? From their past, they expect the 4 marshals to be done. They're just people, right? But you all seem to be more than just that. As you all walk, you begin to see brick walls and metal work before you finally round a corner. Kronk like, come over here! It's this way! It's this way! If you follow, I assume you might, he leads you to a giant building. Though it doesn't seem like anything special. It doesn't seem like it stands for anything. No incense burning. There's nothing upon the walls. It seems pretty plain. But he looks and turns at you and goes, it's right here! This is the temple! If you want to come in! It seems almost like an abandoned, broken building. Individuals outside on makeshift ladders and stands fixing it up. A couple having hammers in their hands, nailing certain things to the parts that they can nail into. It is made of, brick and stone. What do the 4 of you do? Do you walk in? Do you speak? I want to give you all a chance before we continue.
I grab the kobold and it's like, what did I tell you about inside voice?
But we're outside!
I'm looking around real quiet.
Outside.
You're loud.
Would I know anything about the foundry?
Give me a history check. Because you haven't really been out as much. You know stuff from word of mouth, and you know stuff from your studies and what people have told you,
Right.
but you haven't really seen it. So give me a history check.
1 second. Does it count if it's on the floor?
No.
We got to get you a dice tray.
Wait, I have one. Am I using it wrong?
I need a dice tray.
Oh, so wait, you roll it inside the. Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I thought it was just to hold it. It looks
It's
pretty
cool.
in here.
It's cool.
It's
we
okay.
learn.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Together we learn. Yeah.
This is number 2. This is number 2, y'all.
I love it here. It's so great.
Oh my God. 13 plus 2, so 15.
Okay. Yeah. Again, as I said before, you know that the foundry is the working class. A lot of shopkeepers and forge masters. You know that there is a union of sorts within the foundry that kind of governs themselves. Not necessarily governs themselves, but they look out for the people within because they have had history of the other factions not really caring about them and their well-being. Again, Brendan is the cleric of Moradin. They, them pronouns, non-binary. They are the leader of the foundry. As you also remembered from the Festival of Ouroboros, in which they were one of the 4 standing as one of the leaders of the factions. Is there anything in particular you might have wanted to know?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Crunk in hand by Elvinia, trying their best to be quiet. What are what are the other 2 doing?
I am taking as many notes as I can as I walk in, but my goal is to be as quiet and non-perceived as possible.
That is very, very valid. What about you, Latrell?
I'm just watching Crunk and Elvinia having them by the arm, and I'm just kind of like sitting on the side with this big ass grin on my face, just watching the whole thing. Just
Yeah, and as Crunk is slowly but surely getting quieter, they go, "Okay, I just was really excited for you to come here, but I will try to get a little quieter."
Can you try harder, please? Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, I can.
Good. Take as many notes as I can. So, I would like to go in the foundry because I'm just dangerously curious.
Of course.
See what's going on in there.
As you step into, so the area is the foundry, but you're stepping into the temple, which doesn't have a name other than the temple. As you step inside, you see rows upon rows of seats all facing forward. Come on, seat. Oh, there we go. You see a altar in the back. There is a couple of candles within burners, all situated on the walls, giving a slight glow to the inside. As you continue in, this altar doesn't seem dedicated to one individual necessarily.
Oh.
You see, well, if all four of you are walking, if all the three of you are walking in behind Liliana, give me a religion check.
uh-oh.
Confetti, do it at advantage.
Wow, I have no idea, but let's see if I can roll a 20 or something. Of course.
Oh, I skip Sunday school every week.
Right. I'm from the mountains, okay? Religion, what is that? We worship the rain. That's what we do.
Okay.
I have a 10.
Okay, that's at advantage?
Isn't that advantage means roll twice, right?
Yeah, you take the higher number?
Yes.
Woof. Okay, Latrell?
Well,
I got 13.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, I mean, you see an altar, and you
I have an excuse.
That's valid. And you see an individual kneeling in front of the giant flame that's upon this altar. But on the back are different, like, plaques, different rock slabs, each with a different symbol. One of the slabs has a hammer with an anvil behind it. And you all, I will say you all recognize that symbol as the symbol of Moradin, the dwarven deity of metalwork and all of that. And you know this because Brendan's shield has that exact symbolism on it. You also see a cog with 4 spokes. Don't know who that's to. You see an armored hand with an eye on the back. Latrell, you know this to be Helm. And specifically, Confetti, you will recognize one. It is a pair of eyes with 7 stars around them, as that is the symbol of Selune. You can tell that there are other slabs, but those seem to be the most prominent at this moment, and it almost seems as if the slabs can rearrange themselves. This is a very multi-denominational temple for all of their needs. As you all begin to walk to, Krunk kind of shuffles out of Elvinia's grasp and kind of rushes towards the back, does like a really quick bow towards the altar, and then kind of turns back around and goes, That's why! Over here! I'm using my inside voice now because we're inside of a temple! And they'll kind of like scamper around the altar and head to the right of it, and they just kind of jump and wait for y'all to come with them.
I follow.
I follow.
Oh,
I also
Arella.
follow, yep.
Oh yeah, Arella stares at the symbol of Selune for like a hot second and then follows behind.
As you stare, your necklace glows just a little bit. But not glows in the sense that I shouldn't use glows. There's a warmth that you feel against your chest, just for a moment.
So I think in that moment when that happens, Arella will see it or feel it and then look down and then it'll disappear and then she'll follow behind the group.
Noted. As Crunk leads you around, there's a door to the right behind this altar that he steps through. Following him, you all head down the hallway. There's a couple of more sconces on the walls. You see an individual with clerical robes walking through, which isn't unexpected, but for a place that's more hands-on, you don't suspect like the traditional cleric to be here. But you see one kind of wandering through. You all continue down this hallway, turning towards the left, down another hallway, until you get to a door that Crunk knocks on, and he keeps knocking, and he keeps knocking until on the inside you all hear, you can stop knocking, Crunk. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you know it's me. No one else knocks like you, Crunk. Okay, I brought them much. Just bring them in. He opens the door and lets you all walk through, just waiting behind the door, like right out there. That's Brandon's office.
Thank you, Crunk.
You're welcome.
You can go now.
I can't.
Arella walks in and just side-eyes Crunk, like,
I go inside. I'm assuming Brandon's in here?
Yes. As you
I
step
shut the
in.
door in Crunk's face.
As I walk through, I
I
kind of
jump.
like just like pat Crunk on the shoulder, like give him like a friendly shoulder rub, and just keep walking.
Yeah, you give him that friendly shoulder rug.
Why are
Elvinia,
you enabling the kobold, though?
you give him that friendly shoulder rug. And as he's about to walk in behind Elvinia, the door just slams in his face.
I'd be like, ah!
You get-
And I just,
That's all you hear behind the door.
I kind of take that a little personal. I'm like, oh.
Door squeaks. You should fix it.
As you step inside, you see a bunch of shelves with books and scrolls on the wall. There's a very significant workbench that seems to be prominent in this area with different metal pieces and tools, even a crank to like make sure things are held down in place, with a set of armor currently upon this workbench. A table sits to the back as well with a big chair behind it, and 4 chairs on the other side of it closest to you. On the table, you can see there's a couple of things kind of scattered about, but in the middle of it seems to be a big map of some sorts with some pegs in it marking different locations. At this workbench, you actually see the one known as Brendan hammering at this piece of armor, trying to make sure that it's as pristine as it should be. Hearing you all come in and knowing that Kronk was here, they kind of turn around and go, "Oh, hey, thank you so much for Where's..." You see they just kind of raise their hammer and the door swings open. Kronk's nose is just slightly in and it kind of goes, "Boop. Thanks!" And they will walk inside. The door shuts immediately. And they go, "Thank you, Kronk. Your payment's on the table." Kronk goes, "Yay! Yay!" And they run over and get this pouch of coins. And they go back to the door, sit in front of the door, pour all of the coins on the ground, and just start counting, like meticulously. And Brendan...
As kobolds do. As kobolds do.
As they do. Brendan looks at you all. You see a little dirt upon their face. And bought in their what is it called? I'm about to say robes, not robes, apron. Thank you, world. Upon their apron, you can see that they are very much a working individual who is very hands-on. But they look at you, kind of wipe their hands as they take their gloves off, and place the hammer back down. Thank you, marshals. I didn't mean to disrupt you. I didn't think you would really come, but I'm glad you did. would you all want a seat? Do you want anything to drink? I have, water, bourbon if you want it. I mean, it's a little early, but I won't stop you. I can get anything, honestly. This isn't a bar, but I probably have some things that I can have someone send up.
Bourbon.
How many fingers? Any make it
Fingers
cold.
meat. Don't you
Great.
bring me cold bourbon.
I look. Some people just looks at Crunk. Some people, have their flavors in their things. I won't stop them. The others,
Some people have no taste.
you see them very much nod their head.
Bourbon and nice.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'd like to get down to business.
Noted.
Personally.
Two bourbons. Got it. And you see them kind of do something with their hand. Don't really know what it might be, but you hear some shuffling. And before it, a moment, you see an individual walk in with a little platter with two glasses of bourbon, one for Elvinia, one for Latrell. And they say, "This isn't like some restaurant. It's just easy here. They don't mind." Anywho, yeah, feel free to sit down, and I'll get to it. Basically, I know you all have lives you may want to get to, and I won't stop you from doing such. I just had a small favor to ask you. Well, not so small, but a favor regardless. You all worked together so well on when the unexpected wolf attack happened. The wolf that's next to you, Elvinia, and as I can see, you have an ability to turn a situation into your favor, which is good. That means you are not only competent, but you are able to handle situations in the way that you deem the best they be handled. I'll just get to it. The town of Engleport, as we're in, sits close to the coastal edge of the continent. Most of the kingdom, obviously the kingdom of Ouroboros, is here, but we're at the edge of the water. We're a merchant town, but we're also a port town, as they have many coming and going via boat almost daily, maybe a weekly, depending on what's going on. We have many deliveries and many important people who come via the water just because it's a little faster than going through the forest that are outside of town. But we have heard word of some potential trouble coming into town. And I hoped you would be willing to help out. Oh, of course, you'll be paid for your work. We at the Foundry do not believe in working for exposure. We will make sure you get what you need at the price that you deem worthy.
Oh, a price.
Now you're talking my language.
I start taking notes. I review like all of my previous jobs, and I look at the higher paid ones, and I start to do a little math in the corner.
What exactly is it that you need done?
Yeah. Basically, and before they can even respond, Crunk screams out. He knows about inside and outside voices, but this is aloud. He goes, "Oh yeah, my brothers are up to no good, but not me. I'm the good one. I'm Crunk. I'm good." And Brendan goes, "Shh." As they do, you notice that Crunk is still talking, but nothing's coming out, as there's a small cone of silence around them.
Oh my God, teach me this.
Cone of shame?
Yes. The reason Krunk is here, not only helping me, but it is actually they who came to me with this information. Krunk told me there are other kobolds who have been operating in a nearby cave system on the coast. He tells me they've been speaking about a new friend that they may have, someone who is seeking to cause some destruction and chaos to our town. If you can check this cave out for me and just return with hopefully some good news, I will pay you again. I mean, base price is 100 gold apiece. I will go from there. I don't think it's going to be too dangerous, but I felt that it was important enough to ask the four of you to go. Kobolds, though they are not monstrous in nature, they can be very, how's the best way to put it? And you see Krunk just appear next to Brendan, having snuck out of this area of silence, saying, they know how to get stuff done together. I know, I'm one of them.
I just put my hand over Krunk's mouth. Oh my god.
You see Brendan looking at that with a very approving smile, but says nothing. Kobolds work together very, very well. They know how to create. They know how to make traps. They know how to communicate. They have a very tight-knit system. If they are organizing in some way, especially with the hope of a entity who might be bigger than them, who is leading them, they can be a force to be reckoned with. And that worries me. I wouldn't necessarily listen to most that comes out of Krunk's mouth, but this seems serious. So
I lean over and I say, do you trust Krunk?
surprisingly, yeah, I do.
Okay, how far away is this cave system we're talking about here? I'm just curious.
It's not as far. You would have to get to the coast itself, which is about a 15-20 minute walk on foot. Once at the port coastal area, you just head north for a bit. It's kind of not secluded, but it's far enough away that it isn't an immediate threat, but it can be.
Okay, that sounds like really good information. Are there any other details here? Like, I've dealt with my share of nasty things, so any things we should be looking out for? I'm new here.
Krunk starts to pat Elvinia's hand, going, shit.
Can you talk with inside voice?
Can you make me a persuasion check?
No, I was asking a question. I wasn't trying to persuade him to do it.
I know, but
okay. Persuasion, you say? All right. Let us hope America's ass dice work for me. If not, I blame Quiddy. That is a net 20.
Let's go.
Wait, you got Christopher Jamal Evans dice?
I do. I do.
We love to
I will
see
send
it.
you a link. I'll send you a link.
Thank you. Thank you. I like to support my husband.
Yeah, they shake their head almost violently in approval, saying yes.
I let my hand go slowly, ready to slap it back over their mouth if they start screaming.
They look at you, they look at Brendan, they look back to you, back to Brendan, back to you. And then they look over at Liliana. There is a kobold that's like me, a little bigger. He has a big gash on his face. There's probably something on his eye covering it up. He thinks it's cool. His name is Scissor. He's like the leader.
Thank you, Kronk. I really appreciate these details. Scissor, you said. Okay.
Uh-huh. You'll probably see him holding a berry in his hand. He likes to sip on it. It's very juicy.
Is it purple by any chance?
It's more like a blue, but I'm also kind of colorblind, so probably.
Okay. Thank you. This is very important. All right.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the most we'll get out of Kronk, everybody. So if y'all have any other questions, please feel free. Oh, God.
So if the kobolds are working together to, from what I'm understanding, serve another leader, right? Or to serve somebody who's stronger than them?
Brendan,
I'm just trying to follow.
Brendan speaks. Are you asking me or are you asking Brendan?
You first.
Yeah. You first.
Just trying to follow.
Well, I will say that not every kobold cast works the same, because not all kobolds are the same. I stay away from the traditional. A monster race does this because they're a monster race. But with this group in particular, which is Brendan speaks up, they say, from my understanding, most kobolds will go back. Most kobolds will work together under a leader unless there is someone more powerful who can lead them. While they still listen to, I guess this would be Scissorp in this case, if Scissorp has found someone else, or if someone else has told Scissorp that they could be more, they have no issue following that person.
That person who is more could possibly cause damage to the entire town.
That's what it's sounding like. And we don't know who that person is.
Brendan, why haven't you investigated this?
To be quite honest with you, I wasn't sure how much I should believe it.
But you trust Kronk.
Exactly. Krunk came to me saying that he heard a voice. He heard something that felt so familiar to it, something he has not felt in a long time. If ever, honestly. Something that felt like him, but much more. If it is what I think it is not something we have dealt with here in a long time.
And what do you think it is?
Well, you remember why the Festival of Ouroboros is a thing, right? You remember who Marcus von Zaros destroyed.
Of course. So you're saying it's that level of a grave threat. And you want to send the Princess of Ouroboros to possibly face this threat.
I do not think it's them. They are dead. And not much can resurrect something that old without power. I do not think it's that, but I think it's something close. I am not sending you to fight a dragon. We don't know if that's even a thing.
That part. I write that down.
I'm sending you, the foreign marshals, to investigate a cave of kobolds and figure out what may or may not be. Mm-hmm. And I have not alerted the other factions because once it gets into their hands, this could become a lot more than it possibly even is. And I'll be honest with you, Quentin means well, but as the head of the current Von Zarl's family, he has a lot on his plate. This is more stress than he, as the face of Ingleport, needs. As far as the Sanguine and the Mages circle go, I fear that we don't see eye to eye. And I don't know what their plan of action would be. And my first priority are the people within the foundry and the people who live in this town. And I will not sacrifice anyone for that. And don't think I'm sacrificing you. I do not think you will fail in this task. I wouldn't ask you if I thought this was a losing situation. But I think you are the more competent and you would come back with information, not be frightened by this simple possibility. But if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, and I will find 4 other individuals.
I'm just gonna kind of interject here, as I am kind of an expert on, how factions and things work in clans, because we spend a lot of time avoiding other clans where I'm from. But I don't know if it's really smart, because it feels kind of like we're going behind their backs a bit. Just a little bit. Am I crazy for that, guys? Do y'all think we're kind of going behind? No. I'll stay quiet. I'll...
This isn't I'm hiding things from them because I think lesser of them. This is simply, as one of the 4 leaders of the factions of Ingleport, I am making an executive decision to look into this before making this bigger than it might be.
But will they feel like that, though? Will they feel like that?
That is something we will get to if that moment arises.
Okay. I'll just write that down. So it sounds like we're doing recon? Or do you want us to... We don't want us to engage, right? We're just checking it out.
Krunk looks at Brendan, and if anybody's looking at Krunk, if you have a passive insight of 14 or higher, you can tell that he's worried.
At level 4, I don't.
I 17. I can see that.
And Brendan says, if it is more, you have permission to engage. I am not saying obliterate an entire cave of kobolds, which makes Kronk have an audible gulp. But if there are individuals who may be influencing the others to act out, and they don't want to listen to your words, if it comes to conversation, then you have every right to do what you need to do.
I just don't want to be thrown into some political mess between the factions because the Princess of Ouroboros was in between people's egos.
I don't see this being a political issue. And if it is, your name won't be attached to it.
Well, 300 gold, that's my price.
I can make that happen.
Can I just have half of what she's having?
No, you asked for more.
Oh, okay, yeah. What Elvinia said, I will gladly follow up with that.
300 apiece?
350.
We start at 300, and if this turns out to be more than what you say it is, I might need an extra 100 on top of that.
Agreed.
That I can do.
So confident, I'll just follow their lead, yeah. Okay.
If anyone wants to give me an insight check, an active insight check, go for it.
All right, I'll go for it.
I will, but I may have burned my 1 nat 20 for the day.
15.
Okay.
I have 9.
Oh yeah, that I shouldn't have rolled.
I got a 17.
I have rolled 2.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elvinia and Arella, they're talking to you and they're having a conversation, and yeah, they're going to honor what was said. Latrell and Liliana, This is the foundry. This is the working class. They need every ounce of gold that they can get to make sure that the folks are surviving in this town. They don't get outside help from the other factions. The fact that they are willing to give you what you have asked for means this is more serious than they are willing to admit. And they are willing to make sure you are satisfied so you don't say no.
Comfortable with that realization, and I kind of shrink back and I just kind of wait. I don't really say much after that. I'm just like, what have I gotten myself into this time? The pressure's rising. I feel super anxious. And that's me in my head, of course.
Oh, you're not saying that out loud?
Not at all. Not in front of them, because that would be, I would tip them off.
Can I do, what kind of check would I do to see if I can note her body language?
Well, that was the insight check I was at. Oh, you're talking about for Liliana?
For Liliana, yeah.
Oh, it would be another insight check. I will let you do another one for Liliana, not for Brendan. If you
Yeah,
wish
for
to.
Brendan, I'm just like, sure.
Yep. Yeah, it'd be an insight check.
Oh, that's so much better. That is a 15.
Oh, can I do one as well?
Sure. If you think you'll notice Liliana's change in expression, sure.
Yeah, I go over and just put a hand on Liliana's shoulder. We got you. It's good. You okay? You're muted.
It'll be better. It'll be better. It'll be better. We'll have our team huddle later. We'll talk about it.
I just give her like a squeeze of the shoulder. I'm like, just talk to me when you need it.
What'd you get, Confetti?
16.
Okay. Yeah. I the way I personally do insight checks as far as when it comes to PvP is I will not tell you what you get, Chelsea. What just so they know with the 15 and the 16, what are you giving them naturally that you don't realize you're giving?
I know I'm definitely more reserved than I was a second ago. My ears kind of go back. I'm just like, oh, that kind of deal. When he's like, when I kind of piece it together in my head, oh wow, they're giving us a lot of money. This actually may be bigger than what they're telling us, and I'm just kind of like, and I kind of sit there and kind of think really hard about what we're gonna do next. So they'll probably notice like my face kind of darken a bit.
Okay. And Brendan says, if you have any other questions, you don't have to go immediately. I'm not asking you to like go forth and prosper. No, I'm just, but it probably should be looked into soon. And Kronk even goes, yeah, I don't know how much is happening. They kind of kicked me out, but I'm sure it might be it might be bad. It might not be. I don't know.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Something about this doesn't feel right.
You say that out loud?
Yeah.
Latrell, before we go, Latrell asks for another glass of bourbon and tries to meet eyes with Liliana so he can because he feels the same way. He knows the same thing that she knows.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to meet eyes with her to let her know that
I'm watching all of you.
he's
so
going to do
absolutely.
everything he can to make sure that nothing goes out of hand for us.
Oh, I catch that. I hope I catch that. Yeah, but I see you. We're seeing.
Cool. And I'll say, I'll just say it even though they stepped away. When Arella said something doesn't feel right, Brendan didn't give a response, but you don't have to roll to know the face that they just had agrees with that. But they say, it's probably nothing. And which is why I asked you to do it. And I believe you'll come back with, maybe they're just wanting to have a little fun. Kobolds can be chaotic in nature from time to time. I was just saying, Arella, that when you said something doesn't feel right, you didn't have to roll to tell that they agree with you. They didn't say anything. And then they just said, it might not be anything. Kobolds like to be chaotic from time to time. It's probably them just wanting to shake things up a little bit. But with that, you can do as you please. If you head out, again, you'll head out of the west, and you'll go through a little bit of a wooded area, nothing bad, and then you'll get to the coast. And from there, you'll head north and continue going for a while, and then you'll clearly see a cave entrance. It was never hidden, which is why I don't think it's going to be anything too drastic. We've seen kobolds a couple of home. We've seen kobolds a couple of times. We have one here. But it was enough to look into it, which is why I asked you to do it. As they speak, they take the map, they roll it up, and they give it to, let's roll a D4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 4. They give it to Liliana.
I take it with the utmost care. Say thank you. We're gonna take some time to prepare and come up with a good strategy, because that seems right, guys? Yeah. Don't just run in willy nilly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'll go within the next 8 hours, or do you think it'll take a bit?
Oh, is it that pertinent? I thought
This is
we
not.
have,
This is not me rushing. I'm asking a question for a reason.
Oh, I couldn't possibly speak for everybody else. I mean, did you guys have something you wanted to do, or were you just raring to go, everybody?
Let's just do the thing. The sooner we go, the sooner we can come back.
Sooner we go, sooner we get this done, sooner we get paid.
Oh, okay. It seems like a lot of us are excited to go. So I guess in the next few hours, for sure. It's not far, so yeah.
Then let me just give you a little extra, assistance, just in case. We don't know what to expect, as we said, right? And they head over to the workbench and they grab their hammer. And they kind of raise it up. It begins to glow a little bit. And then they bang it against the shield that is currently on the wall. And as they bang it twice, the first time they bang it, Elvinia and Latrell, you feel a very comforting glow, warmth come over your entire form. The second time it's banged, Liliana and Arella, you also feel a very comforting warmth that takes over your entire body. Your hit point maximum is now increased by 10.
Permanently or for good?
For the next 8 hours, not temporary.
Oh.
So what you want to do is go to if you're on your D&D Beyond character sheet. Shout out to D&D Beyond for being amazing.
Okay.
Let me click on something real quick. Sorry. Boop, boop. At the top right, you see your current and max hit points. If you click that entire area, the HP management opens. If you go to max HP modifier, just add 10 to that. That'll help you boost your entire maximum.
Got it.
There you go.
Got it. Good.
And I will say that confetti, you have access to this spell. You just probably have never used it. This was aid being cast on all of you. It's something you can do as a cleric. And they say, okay.
I don't have that.
You do. You just don't have it prepared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a spell. That's not a cantrip, right?
It's a spell, yeah.
Okay.
You're all level 4. You should definitely have it. It's just not prepared for you right now.
Okay.
And they say, all right, go whenever. Just know within the next 8 hours. After this 8 hours, if you haven't gone, this magic will decrease. But it'll help you for now. Crunk can come with you if you want. And they kind of like,
Are we supposed to be stealthy? I feel like we are.
I can totally be stealthy. Stealth is my middle name.
Are you sure, Kronk? Because
No,
I don't.
it's not.
Yeah, it's not. I thought so. Yeah.
Can we purchase a muzzle?
My middle name is Bartholomew.
There you go. Well, I'll let you guys decide.
Only if you can be quiet.
Totally.
Do we think
I
that's an
just did
actual
it. I
possibility?
don't know. I totally can be quiet. I mean, I know this place like the back of my fingers. But if you don't want me, I will stay here and count my coins all alone with no one beside me.
No one next to you, no one to hold you.
Yeah, exactly that.
I still think we should get a muzzle on the way.
I feel bad now.
No,
so-
we're not getting a muzzle. He's not a dog. I don't even have a muzzle on Fenris.
Yeah, I really don't appreciate the use of muzzles. It's very triggering for us animal folk here. But, you know, I don't know if this is the right choice. But you are melting my heart with your singing. So, what do you... It's one, I guess, 2 yays? Because-
Fine.
How about this? To make it easier, because I have been a burden. I am not, not perceptive. I know that I don't mesh well with you. No one really likes me, and that's okay. But I will get you to the dock port, and I'll point you in the direction of the cave, and then I'll go on my way.
That would be very, very helpful. Thank you.
Also, do any of us speak kobold?
No.
No.
That's actually very true. You should have led with that, Kronk. I don't speak kobold.
Well, actually, and they begin to switch to a language. I don't know if any of you do, but if you speak Draconic, you can hear this.
Oh,
No.
Let me see.
I
I do
cannot.
not.
Noted.
I do not comprehend languages, though.
You do have
That doesn't
comprehend languages.
It does not help me speak it. I can understand any. So for the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language you can hear. You also understand any written language you can see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. It does not decode secret messages or glyph, such as an arcane sigil, that isn't part of the written language. So it won't help me to speak it.
It won't help you speak it, but it'll help you understand it.
Correct.
Which might be the more important part. You don't have to speak it, but if you can understand what they're saying. I won't tell you what to do, but if you wish to cast that, you have that ability. But yeah.
How many spell slots do I have? That is the first. I've only got 3 spell slots today. I'm going to save it for now because I don't want to waste it in case he does not come with us.
Okay. No worries.
But I just look at Kronk. It's like, what did you just say?
Oh, I was just saying if you can hear me, you would be able to hear that part. And I was just saying how much I like your wolf. Even though they tried to chase me and tried to bite my butt, I still like them.
Well, you look like a snack to him.
I mean, if I look like a snack, apparently I heard that's a good thing.
I just kind of chuckle on the sidelines.
That's what Franklin said.
Latrell almost like chokes on his bourbon.
And Ovidia just goes, as long as you don't scream every 5 seconds, I guess you can come with us.
I will try my best.
Just remember inside voice when we need it.
Inside voice, that's my actual middle name.
You just said it was Bartholomew.
I know. It's Kronk. Bartholomew, inside voice. I don't know my last name, actually. I think voice may be my last name.
Okay, Brendan, thank you so much for all the information. We're gonna go and take a quick hot break for like 5 seconds. So let's go talk about this, guys. And I want to start like creeping out of this room because it's made me massively uncomfortable being in here, and just trying to make my way out of the foundry.
Noted. And Brendan just nods their head and says, "Of course. Thank you all again. It does mean a lot. You didn't have to say yes. I would have dealt with that, but it is nice that you did say yes."
Oh, no problem. You know, I just go with the flow, and they said yes, so I said yes, and now I'm working with that. But we'll do our best. Thank you. Bye. And I saunter right on out as best as I can, as politely as I can.
All right. You have left. Do the rest of you follow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Arella leaves.
I actually pick up Crunk and let him ride on Fenris's back.
Can you give me an animal handling check?
Oh, no.
At advantage. You've been doing very well on your animal handling checks. So do it at
I'm
advantage.
I'm afraid.
The DC is not that high.
I know, I'm so afraid. My dice will still betrayed me today. Oh, someone likes me at 16.
Great. Yep, the DC was 15. Cool. Yeah. Fenris looks at you, then looks at Crunk. Eyes narrow, but like more in a inquisitive way versus like a predatory way. And then gets kind of lower just a little bit, and Crunk just, all right, bullseye.
Hey, I'm letting you do this. Don't try to ride it. Don't try to like kick him or anything. Then he will bite you. He's being very nice and gentle right now.
Okay. They're like kind of, their claws just kind of go through the fur as you all begin to walk out of Brendan's office back into the main area of the temple. At that, we're going to take a quick break. Thank you all so much for being here. Remember to support this cast. There's a tip command in the chat. If you want to tip, make sure you follow all their socials. We'll be back in about 5-6 minutes, something like that. Don't go anywhere. All right.
Who alive can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bonnet. Don't try study me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat. You'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blow me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted. Can't copy, printed. Can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence. So consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap when I be speaking. Listen.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand. Call 911.
And we are back for the second half of Dungeons and Durags, an all-black D&D campaign, DM'd by yours truly, the Critical Bard. Hi, everybody. Hope you all have had an amazing time thus far, but we're going to get right back into this as the four individuals, the four marshals, if you will, have all just left Brendan's office with Crunk currently riding Fenris, the direwolf. What do the four of you do? You all have been told that, you can start to head over to this cave area at your own pace. They weren't going to force you to go in any time, but you could tell that they want this figured out sooner than later, but it's still up to you. So what do the four of you do?
Okay, so I can't hold this in, even if we're back inside the main entrance of the foundry, but I turn around and say, okay, what was that? Did you guys not pick up on that? Like, there's something really, really bad going on around here, and they're absolutely not telling us what's happening.
Nope, they're not. That's why I kept asking so many questions, because I just felt like listen, I grew up in the castle and I can tell when people are lying to me.
Well, then you would know. I mean, has anything crazy happened lately?
Or disadvantage.
I'm at disadvantage.
We strive to use words like wild or intense, not crazy or things of that nature.
You're right.
Here.
You're right. You're right. That is wild. That is really just bonkers. Hey, can somebody tell me if anything has happened recently? Anybody local to the area? Because
Would I happen to know?
Yeah. Roll me a history check.
All right. 12.
You tend to stick to the shadows for the most part. You come out and do what you do best, but you haven't really heard of anything too off the wall. It's been pretty quiet. They've been preparing for the festival. That's been a big thing for them. There was a moment where a couple of bandits came in town thinking they were gonna do something, and Darius clapped them up. But past that, not really. That's the strange part. That things are typically fine.
okay.
Can I get? Oh,
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I just feel like we're not being told the whole story. I'd like to cast Zone of Truth on the Cobalt.
All right, do me a favor and read me the text of Zone of Truth, not just so I know, but so the viewers know as well.
You can create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on the point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell area for the first time can turn on a turn or starts its turn there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
Noted.
Reading is hard.
Anywho, so with that being said, you cast Zone of Truth. However, everyone needs to make a charisma saving throw. Not you, Confetti. Because Zone of Truth
right
is
here.
a zone of truth.
Yeah, I can't warn you on that because I wouldn't know. So I'm hyped.
So I believe your saving throw is 16. Yes. So you need to make a charisma saving throw and beat a 16.
Well,
I have to beat the 16. Can I just make it? I have a 16.
If you hit 16, yeah, meets it.
Got it.
I crit failed.
Ooh, no.
Oh, yes. I crit failed.
What about you, Latrell?
Oh, we all got a roll? Oh, shit.
Oh, you
hold
sure
on.
do.
Oh, damn. All right.
Uh-huh. Wow.
15.
You got what?
15.
Oh, you failed. And you know what? I'll be honest, I did not have a stat block. I need to officially make a crunk stat block. But I'm gonna use the base on
17.
Ooh.
Where's this happen?
What?
Some
What
things
happened?
happened. Some things
What did
happened.
you? What did you get, confetti? Oh, no, you didn't have to roll it.
Yeah.
It is their spell. And so you understand, on a failed save, a creature cannot speak a deliberate lie while within the radius. You know whether each creature succeeded or failed on his saving throw. Crunk did not fail. With a negative to their charisma.
Wow. Wow.
So nothing I
Crunk is
ask him will
okay.
work.
It won't. I mean, he knows that something happened, but he doesn't know what it was. He's not a spellcaster. But he
can deliberately lie to you now.
But he 1000% can lie to you. But you also know that Liliana meet it. Liliana did not fail either. Elvinia and Latrell did. Do with that what you will.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just gonna get my tea.
Wow.
But I want this to be very clear. This out of the game real quick to just talk about a thing called PvP. This isn't necessarily player versus player as far as combat goes, but this is something that could be influencing some situations and some potential conflicts. This is the joy of D&D. The dice do what the dice say. In this moment, one person has cast Zone of Truth. Two of the players are now not able to deliberately tell a lie to that person. And in the same breath, those two players know that they are under this spell. We continue.
So there's no reason. It's just me, and so there's no reason to ask Crunk anything because he can just lie.
I mean, you know the spell failed, so you can surmise what you want from that.
I'm just like, oh.
But you do know that he failed the spell, but you also know that he's a very easy character to persuade in these natures. So you don't know what he will tell you until you ask something.
Like that, yeah.
That was Crunk. That was Crunk.
I just kind of feel like I have like an itch. I'm just like, oh, what was that? Is this a verbal spell?
Crunk, what? I guess because I want to ask him what is. Wait, hold on. I'm going to my notes.
So I know what this is.
Obsession
'cause
is
it's
weird.
verbal. I mean, I don't know if this is one of those spells that I don't know if you can cast quietly.
So, I mean, spells have a verbal component and a somatic component. You don't necessarily know what a spell is based on a verbal component. They all don't have the same verbal component. It is what that spellcaster does specifically. It is up to you to know. Well, I mean, the two who failed know exactly what the spell is because they are aware of the spell. You just have an idea that something was cast.
Okay, got it.
Per wording of the spell, Elvinia and Latrell know that they are under a truth-telling aura right now.
I look at Arella and I'm like, what was that?
None of your concern right now.
Oh, okay. So are we still concerned about this thing they're not telling us, or because we gotta go to the beach and then have our anime episode and then somehow make our way to this underground facility community and figure out what the heck's going on and maybe not find a dragon?
Crunk,
as far as I'm concerned.
Crunk, is there something that Brendan's not telling us?
I don't really know. I told her what I knew. That Scissor been the clan where I'm not using clan in this. Nope.
Please don't.
Yep, nope.
You did.
Scissor been the group. They all seem to be acting weird. They don't tell me much because again they kicked me out. But
Why'd they kick you out?
Cause I'm loud and I'm kind of annoying. And from what Scissor has told me, I don't fit in. As he has specifically said, I am not invited to any shindigs that they have. Someone called it a cookout, but I don't know what that means.
I feel kind of bad. So I kind of sit back and I'm just like, huh.
But I get
I'll
by,
write it
it's
all
okay.
down.
I can be a lone kobold.
Can I ask one more question before my turn ends, I guess, or whatever?
We're not in turns, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
No. I guess you all are currently walking out of the temple, heading into the street area.
Oh, so the zone can move as the
You know what? It's my D&D game. I don't care. Yes, you can place it on a point, and if that point moves, it'll go.
Okay.
Quick thing, just out of character. So for those of us that failed, if there's anything you were dying to ask us, we cannot lie to you right now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm keeping my distance.
Oh no, you're not.
I mean, I know how Zone of Truth works. So I'm just saying that if there was something like in character that your character was just dying to know, you could ask. So.
And a note, per wording, they can be evasive as long as they remain in the boundaries of the truth. That is how the spell works. This is a fun spell. And you're lucky I'm allowing it to move. It technically doesn't, but I'm allowing it because it's my D&D game.
We can lie like Vulcans, basically.
Mm-hmm. So,
Latrell, why exactly did you steal my bracelet?
You know, I just wanted to test you. It wasn't anything personal. I had no intention of actually keeping it.
You've said that before. I'm just wondering if there's more there.
I can kind of see something in you. And I wanted to see if I was right. And so far, I don't think I have been.
Why do you give people unprompted tests that nobody asked for? What are you like? Who gives you the right to test people?
Are you alluding to me being high and mighty,
And I
Your
back
Highness?
up. I'm backing up slowly.
You are. I mean, you're testing so many different people. I just want to know.
I'll be
No,
Why?
not so many. Just you.
But isn't that what the selection process was for? And we became.
That's why it started. I didn't just choose you out of the crowd. I knew that there was a bond here, and I just wanted to see.
But that's what the
I needed to
marshal
see
test
more.
was for. You're not the person who selects a marshal, so why are you giving me tests?
I don't give a damn about the marshals or their tests. Their tests don't mean a damn thing to me.
But your tests do.
Yes, because I designed my tests.
For what reason?
I designed my tests for me and who I feel I can trust when things go sideways.
Why do you feel you need to trust me?
Because
We do need to trust each other now.
We might
Well,
find a
now,
dragon.
but that was before we became marshals. You stole before we even got our wands.
Guys, I'm just saying, there's something really bad happening. And
I need to
We're
see
walking
this.
and getting there. We're walking and getting
while
there.
I'm not
We
going to
need to
stop this. I'm not going to stop this because this is great. But while we're doing this, Liliana, only make me a perception check.
Okay. Oh my god. Don't fail the perception check, Liliana. Oh my god. Why? Oh my god, it was an 8. So, well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Could have been a 21, but it's cool.
it could have been, but it wasn't. Yeah. People are, just walking by, doing their deal.
Walking by. Yeah, there's just.
But we're walking toward the port, though. We're
You all
walking
tell
to the
me
west.
where are you all walking towards?
I was just trying to get us out.
I'm just walking.
I'm just walking next to Latrell, so.
I
was
hope
under
y'all
the
going the
impression
right
we're-
way. I'm kind of following y'all, so I hope y'all going the right way. I'm just walking.
I
I
was
knew the
trying to
zone of
get you
truth was
guys.
going on, and I was just trying to stay out the way.
I was trying to get you guys out of the foundry, because it's a lot, and I figured we needed a space where we could just talk about it. But
I just want to answer to my question, Latrell. Why do you feel the need to test me? I mean, we weren't selected yet, so you're just testing people to test them because.
Honestly, From the second I saw you walk in, I saw so much amazing potential within you. Power, grace, dignity, everything. And I just wanted to test that. And I honestly think that you are capable of so much if you just humble yourself a bit. But my opinions mean nothing. Who am I?
Why does it matter to you if I'm humble or not?
Because I care about people.
You don't know me. You didn't know me before you stole my bracelet. Why would you resort to committing a crime to test people?
Is it a crime if I had intention to give it back?
Yes.
Lighten up a little, princess.
Yes.
I didn't steal it. I just borrowed it. Relax.
Guys, I'm
Borrowing
just saying,
involves consent.
this is great bonding time, and it makes me really uncomfortable to like interrupt, but we
Then
do have
don't.
something. But it's important, and I think we need to talk
We're
about
walking toward the location.
it. There's no
What
location.
do we have to
We're
talk
just
about?
going outside, and now I'm starting to freak out.
What is wrong?
Okay, so why are they giving us so much money? Why?
Because
What
they're
is-
lying to us.
About what? And what could possibly be down there? Are
I'm
you
thinking
not
a dragon,
stressed?
maybe.
A dragon? I can't
Nah.
believe a dragon.
At that moment, Kronk speaks up. Dragon? Sorry, dragon? Huh? Man, well, I don't know. Could be. Probably not, though. Although that's something did to speak to me. It felt big, but I don't think it's there.
I do have to roll for intimidation for this. I kind of like reach over to Krunk and I just kind of like put my hand on his shoulders in a friendly way.
While he's on,
And just like
while
rubbing
he's
him and
riding
just
a wolf.
grab him by the neck.
So you're gonna
Oh.
You're
And
going.
tell him, what do you know?
So
I
you're
think I
going
might have
to.
misheard that. Was there a dragon down? This is me asking the DM. Is there a dragon down there?
What you heard, and I
Yes.
will let you infer from this what you heard.
Thank you.
Kronk said that he heard a voice, and that the other kobolds all heard a voice as well. Didn't know what it was or who, but it felt powerful. He told that to Brendan, knowing that something was going on within the kobolds. Something had shifted. Shout out to M&M's. And Brendan immediately thought of what happened in the past, where Marcus von Zaros, the current at that time the current leader of the town, killed an adult black dragon. So why something is calling out to the kobolds, which are draconic in nature, they are worried. That's what you heard.
Great. Just great.
Liliana just kind of grabs her head and she's just like, she just kind of shrinks down into a ball. She curls up into a ball on the ground. She just starts kind of just,
Okay. Calm down. And I'm just doing my breathing exercises.
By this point, you all have went past the inn and went past the area where the festival actually happened, most of it. And you're heading towards the west, towards the port area. I'm not going to stop your roleplay if you continue to want. I will say, J-Rock, Latrell, you will try to pull Kronk off of Fenris to intimidate them. Fenris does snap at you. Not to fight you, but Fenris definitely snap at you a little bit of a territory that you're encroaching into. So I'm not saying you can't do it, but just know that there is a dire wolf beneath this kobold who's staring at you.
So I kind of like, just like this, just go back a little bit. All right, Fenris, all right. And then I just look at Krunk. If you're lying.
I'm not lying. I don't have a reason to.
If you're hiding anything.
You see they reach into their pockets and they pull out more coins and they pull out a piece of chicken. I hate this. Do you want it? I'll give it to you.
Take the chicken.
From the pocket. From the pocket. I just gotta say
You
that.
tried the chicken?
Out of character.
Latrell,
Out of
did the
pocket.
cobalt pass your little test? Were you testing him? Can you trust him not to betray us?
I can trust them not to whine.
Good night, knowing y'all. Goodbye.
Peace.
As I'm looking
My
at the
ball,
wimpy
I
chicken.
curl even tighter in my ball. I follow my side, and I pretend like I'm invisible at this point.
I just lay down with Liliana.
Woo, child.
I'm like, don't leave me here. This tall tiefling is like crawling around in the backseat, like, don't mind us.
I take my cloak. I cover myself.
hated
up.
You did it. I'm right here. You said that.
I know why I have homework on the campaign.
Because you're the princess. You're the one that decided to be the little smarmy princess. That's why.
I pull my cloak back and I say, "Okay, I'm coming to terms with the dragon, but what are we gonna do, guys? Because now
Breathe. I like try to like calm Liliana down. I'm like, may I hug you?
Yes, I need a hug really bad because I just would.
And I suddenly got it some backseat like wrapped around me.
Yes, it's just.
And I just started like it's okay. It's okay. It's just you're washing my shirt later, but it's okay.
Okay.
Arella and Latrell, as it's happening, you see a trio kind of walking, one's in point and two behind, just walking up the road, not coming towards you per se, but where you're going down the road that just happened to be coming up the road. And they all almost like in unison turn to see Liliana wrapped around Elvinia. Both of you, actually, more Latrell than Arella. You know this is part of the task force that the Sanguine make up. There's like a group, like a community group that watches the streets of Ingleport. And they just look and say, the one in front just steps forward. Is everything okay?
No, but I got it. I'm like, shh, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, deep breaths. As long as Liliana's okay with it, I'm basically petting her while she's like wrapped around me.
Oh man, I think I just need to get that one out. Oh, thank you. Whew. Okay, who are you guys?
Everything's fine here. You want some chicken?
No, I would not like any chicken, but thank you for the offer. I was just making sure. I heard first and then saw some hysterics happening, and I just wanted to make sure that all was well. We were just doing a patrol today, at least on this part of town, and I happened to run into y'all. If everything's fine, we'll continue, but I just wanted to make sure that everything was good over here.
We're good.
But Terrell doesn't say a word. He just looks at Arella.
Okay. They kind of look at each other and go, well, hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. And we may or may not see you. And they begin to walk. The one in the back left looks dead at you, Latrell, and gives you the same look that the individual in the tavern gave you. And they give you a nod.
I tell him, chicken's always on the table for you.
Do I peep the nod?
Do I peep the thieves' camp?
Can I perceive that?
I'm gonna start one. Arella, with your passive, yes, but you don't know why.
Dope.
You will have no idea what the nod is for.
It's okay. I'll start putting Latrell under a test in my head.
I will say that people might at first glance appear that they're friends. They might know each other. Chelsea, Liliana, 1000%. What were you intending to tell them, Latrell?
Always here if you need anything. Basically.
Great. And they say, I prefer my chicken baked not necessarily fried, but still good to know. And in return, they are saying, we are fine, but thank you. But they are watchful.
Okay, so I lean over and if I can stand up and kind of sidle over to Latrell, I'll be like, so should we tell them that there might be a dragon under the town? Is that like important information? Is that important at all? And I'll try to whisper it as best as I can.
I think the last thing we want is everyone panicking.
But like, it's important news because I'd want to know. I'd want to know.
It could be important, but I trust us to get this done.
Oh, you do? Oh, you do. Okay. It sounds like we're doing it. Do you guys just want to go and check it out? Quietly?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
See what the cleric was lying about.
I thrust open the map. And I take a look at it. What do I see?
You see why are you making me do map stuff? You see a trail on the map, like a road leading from the main part of town. It goes through a couple of trees towards the left. And when it gets towards the left, towards the west, and as it continues, it opens up into a shore with a lot of water. Okay. And and you are 1,000% heading in that direction. You're about to head through the trail or the road that goes through the tree line is right now.
Okay, well, I make sure all of my daggers are all set up nicely on my vest. And I won't lead the way, but I'll try to get everybody going.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's go. Our first quest that doesn't involve surprise wolves. This is great. It's great. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Yeah.
Cool. As you all continue on through this trail, it's pretty, it's about a 20-minute walk, 15-minute walk. You can do whatever you want in that time if there's something you want to do. It's pretty quiet. It's a pretty well-traveled road. It doesn't feel like, something's going to jump out at you at any moment necessarily. But is there anything you do during this time?
For me, no. For me, it's observation, listening, taking notes. That's me.
So are you doing this while you're so wrapped around me?
I have let go.
I'm just checking. Am I just walking with the back wrapped around me? So...
Valid check. I will stay close to you, but I will not hinder you any further. So I'm very close to Elvinia if we need like a marching-ish order.
Okay. What about Elvinia? What is Elvinia doing?
Elvinia's just kind of keeping an eye on Liliana and, just walking with like Elvinia on one side and the direwolf on the other. And also just kind of keeping an eye on her two companions because that whole exchange made her deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you are very much aware that something was cast on you that made you have a little bit of a slippery tongue, and you don't know why. Especially as a bard, and not saying that all bards know how to speak per se, but you can tell that something was manipulating your speech.
She's not. Now, would Elvinia know who did that?
Yes, you. Even just based on the spell, it was very clear. Especially with the amount of questions versus the amount of answers that one particular individual was giving. You could tell that it was being led by Arella.
So actually, I'm...
I will give you this. It didn't seem like you were the target. You just happened to be in the zone. Same with Latrell.
I don't feel that way.
I can see why. So I just look at her. I'm surprised you didn't grill me while you cast your spell.
I will say the spell is done by now, as you all know.
Oh, I know. That's just more of a I'm surprised you didn't grill me.
Well, I perceive you as somebody who's been very straightforward and honest from the get-go about how you feel. I don't get the sense that you have anything to hide.
I don't, but I don't like people in my head.
Well, the thing with that spell is it's a zone, so...
I know how it works. I can cast it too.
Well, you weren't the target if you would have let me finish my sentence.
Doesn't matter. So it was still a violation.
I have my comfort tea with me. It's lavender. If anybody wants a sip, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna ask
There's
you this
enough
right
tea
now.
going around right now.
Hold on. Liliana, where does tea come from?
From
Yeah,
my
like-
brain, you know.
No,
my
it's fine.
mind.
I'm fine with you having it. I just want to know where it came from.
You know, as we walked through the forest, I, you know, spotted some lavender, and you know, I picked some. I can boil some water pretty well on the way. I've got this nice, cute little kit that you know I bought in town,
Okay.
and you know, I boiled some up before we left, so
Bet.
I can make it iced. I can make it hot if you need it.
Okay, that's valid. Liliana,
We can't just have-
the
we
walking
can't just have items.
Oh no, you can have items, but you know, just like, you know, we're just walking, and she said it'd be different
They were
if
calling
they
me to
said,
task.
you know, she had a water skin with some tea in it. She said she had a whole tea kettle. She had a whole tea cup and everything. I said, where it
And
come
then I had
from?
to explain
Just
that.
tell me why you had it, and you got it. I'm not gonna stop the grind. I need to know how.
Love this. I love it. You're like, and this is where the tea came from.
I was. So as we were walking by, yeah. I mean, if you guys need a sip, you know, if you just want to relax, if the DM will allow me,
It's
that's
allowed.
right.
It's allowed. No, it's allowed. I just wanted you to just talk
That was
about
so
it.
funny. No, I loved it. Yeah. I mean, if I had to, I would have started, you know, my own little fire and made some tea on the side of the road as we had this conversation because
So we're walking.
Yeah. I do
Yes.
want you. This is
No.
not that serious, but I do want you to make me a nature check.
Boom.
that
Nature or survival, your
how
choice.
good is this tea? Is there poison in it? You're absolutely right.
Did you accidentally make it with like a nightshade?
Oh my
Oh no.
it's a 13.
Yeah, it's pretty adequate tea. It's good,
Yeah.
you know.
It's as good as the forest will allow.
Exactly,
Yeah.
as the forest at this moment is giving you.
That's
No,
what it
Uncle
is.
Iroh's tea.
It was
but
giving what it was
Yes.
supposed to have gave.
It should have gave, but it's giving. Yeah.
Latrell, what are you doing in this moment as you all walk?
I'm having a staring contest with Fenris. I ain't like the way he was snapping at me earlier.
Oh yeah, oh bet.
Oh my
your dog
god.
bite?
Oh, this is what I want. This
Oh
is
my
what
God.
I want.
Dog bite.
Oh my.
This is
He's
what I
a
want.
wolf. He's a dire wolf. I'm sitting here like, I'm not staring at him like that. He likes me.
No,
So
I'm not staring at him in a menacing way. I'm just like trying to figure him out.
No, this is what we're gonna do. It's fine. It's
Oh
fine.
my god.
I
if he
want.
bites your face off, I'm gonna laugh.
I want, and I'm gonna look up a direwolf stat real quick.
Can your dog bite our face off? That's
He's
the
a
question.
dire wolf. He's bigger than most of us.
But I thought it
What
was
I
like,
want is for you to give me either. I'm using animal handling. I'm not saying you're handling the animal, but I just want to see how well you're potentially looking at this wolf, connecting with this wolf, and this wolf is going to give an intimidation.
All right, so it's my animal handling versus his intimidation.
Yep.
All right,
oh, here we
15.
go.
Okay. Fenris is looking at you, and there is no doubt that you are not their friend. You're not their their master in this term. You're not someone that they are listening to like they're listening to Elvinia. They're just staring at you, and there's a level of them. They settle down a little bit, only because you've been traveling with Elvinia since the beginning, but just don't get too close.
I guess I can't offer the dog no whiskey. Okay.
No, no,
No.
and he's a wolf. Quit calling him a dog.
This is out of game, right? Like we just like whoa, whoa.
I will
I
not
was just
stop
joking.
you from offering the dog whiskey.
I was just joking. I had no intention on doing that. I was just
Oh my
joking.
I
god.
know.
I'm
it's
just
funny.
sitting there looking
No,
at
we
the
just
dog, not in a
laughing.
menacing way, but I'm just like sipping my flask and just looking at him.
Wow.
And not just look at Latrell. What you doing though?
You know, I'm just. Fenris is interesting.
He's a wolf. He's a dire wolf. You know that, right?
I like wolves.
I heard it was not, you know, best to look at, you know, animals straight in the eye. It causes some sort of aggression. But you take that as you will.
Look, if he thinks you're trying to start something,
Yeah, you see Crunk still on top of Fenris and just looks down directly in Fenris's eyes, and Fenris just And just gets back up and just kind of sits.
See, that was aggression.
It's funny.
It was less aggression, more just that was a hint of playfulness.
Yeah.
Is it day or night?
It's about mid-afternoon. No, it's about afternoon. It was morning when y'all got up. It didn't take a long time for y'all to get to Brendan's place or anything like that. Yeah, it's about more early afternoon, getting into mid, like noon. And Arella, what are you doing in this time as you walk?
Arella's just walking in silence, looking at her pendant, just really in deep thought. Still thinking about, I always have to look up the name, about the conversation with Madame Moira, the four marshals, the four lights, and the colors from her vision. Just really deep in thought, but also side-eyeing Latrell.
Give me a religion check.
Religion? Oh. Hold on. I keep doing this. 8.
Okay. As you just kind of think and go, there's almost a twinkle you hear. Not necessarily like super magical, but just like a faint, like a chime. Not really much is ascertained from that. Just as you are holding onto this pendant and thinking, you know that someone's with you, per se, but not there. They just noting the situation. And as the four of you,
and then Arella's gonna put it under her armor so it doesn't get stolen.
Valid. And as the four of you walk, I want all of you to make perception checks for me, please.
Wow, I have no perception of anything. Why?
19?
18.
Yeah.
15.
Nice.
Perception. That is 18.
18?
I can't do math. Let me bring my
Liliana, you're chilling. You hear like the rustle of the leaves and the wind. If you really like listen, you start to hear the sound of water as you all are getting very close to the shore. The rest of you all are kind of just, you're having some small minor conversations and stuff, but almost at once you all hear the sound of a twig break and the sound of feet scuffling. But it's about 30, 40 feet away into the forest. And as you look, you swear you saw the top of a kobold.
Don't mind me. I'm just making my tea. I don't see anything.
But before we figure out what happens with that,
Don't do this to us.
we
Oh my god.
You know what's gonna happen.
head back into a simple throne room. We heard a scream. We see nothing at first. But then an individual walks around the corner. Their skin, dark brown, rich. I hate describing skin with food items, but it's very much a deep cocoa chocolate. Eyes gold. This individual wearing a 3-piece suit. Black. Very tailored. Their buttons upon their suit and the vest underneath seemingly made out of a draconic scale. Their hair in locks, a giant braid going to the back, down the back of their head, down their neck. Black, but it kind of has an ombre of a orange. Very subtle, but enough. They are wearing a half cape over their shoulder connected by a golden chain. Their hands have these fingerless gloves. Their nails very pristine, slightly sharper than they probably should be. But who knows? They just might like the length. They walk into this area and they look at King Aldon, Queen Anava. A smile, very toothy grin. Behind them, the individual who screamed comes back around the corner, hand raising to signal, and then they freeze. As the camera pans around, you see even the flame has slowly come to a halt. The wind that slightly rustled as this individual came through, hitting the banners on the walls that have slowly stopped as well. The only thing still moving are this individual and the two royals standing. He steps forward, looking at them. That smile upon his face grinning even wider. Forgive me for my intrusion. Your Royal Highnesses, Your Majesties, my apologies. Why have you entered my space? Don't misunderstand me. I did not come here to antagonize you. I merely wanted an audience. Just the three of us. I expected 4. Nevertheless, I've come to give a warning. Though you and your ilk did not harm me and mine personally, consider this an act of mercy. You see the queen, their hand moves down, and there is a very bright arcane spell beginning to work. He flicks his hand, and that spell dissipates. She looks at it and looks back at him. In 1 week's time, the city below, known as Ingleport, will be destroyed by my hand. For I am Vandarax, son of the slain Zoriaxos, and I will have my revenge. Consider yourselves lucky that I have told you, for again, I do not hold any ill will to you. But since it is your kingdom, I figured I'd let you know. That is all. Before the king can respond, there is a bout of flame as he disappears. Everything suddenly coming back into motion at once. This caller, someone's coming! Shh. They look at each other. We need to find her. And that's where we're going to end this episode of Dungeons and Durags. Hi, everybody. I've been Omega Jones, your dungeon maestro. Omega Jones, also known as CriticalBard. Let's go around and see who this fabulous group of people are and where you can find them. We're going to start with ChelseaBytes.
Woo! Hey, I am ChelseaBytes, and I played Liliana, your Tabaxi rogue, who is just constantly having these attacks and fits of nervousness and somehow chose the path of a rogue. Thank you for playing with me today. And thank you, DM, for just holding us by bated breath.
We're switching over to J-Rock. Not that face.
You mugging?
I'm JrocTheGod, and y'all can find me on Twitter and Twitch at the same JrocTheGod. Say what's up in chat. But yeah, today we play Latrell, who is an assassin rogue who does what he wants, deals with the consequences later, and clearly ain't afraid of no damn wolves. Y'all can find me. I don't know what I got going on for the rest of the week, to be honest with y'all. Oh, wait, the week is over, right? Or is it just starting? How does
Sunday?
It's Sunday.
I don't know.
It's starting, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's it. That's it.
All
We're so
right.
Wow.
Cypheroftyr, what is up? What we can
Oh my
find
God. It's Sunday. Wednesday, come back over to my channel. Into the Motherlands is back. It is episode 2 of our 3rd season.
you. Whoop, whoop.
And Eugenio gets to live another day because he did not do the thing we all feared he did. I won't spoil it in case you're not caught up. Wednesday, my channel, Motherlands. Thursday, if you like more D&D but with a horror twist, I do play a drowned Vampire Blood Hunter on that show. I messed up who I play here. That is over on D&D's Twitch and YouTube. And then also on Tuesday, I'll be over on D&D Beyond's channel with Amy Dolan, talking about how to jam and tips for streaming RPGs. So if you've wondered about DMing or streaming RPGs, come over and hang out. That is 4 o'clock Central to Pacific, 5 Eastern. And then back here on Sunday, because Rivals is on a bit of a break before we resume season 11, where both Eugenio and Brian are going to co-DM for our 11th season.
Let's go. MiladyConfetti.
Hi, I'm MiladyConfetti. You can find me at MiladyConfetti on literally every single social platform that exists ever. That is Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Fanhouse, Coffee, Patreon, all the things. I do a lot. This week, have a few things coming up. Some cool sponsors that I hopefully get to announce this week. Also a new cosplay that I made and I'm very proud of it. And also, yeah, just have a lot of great things coming. So check me out. Twitter is probably the best place to stay updated with all the things that I got going on, but I'm really excited. And I learned how to use my dice tray today. So that's, we're doing great. Thank you, Dice.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
And I have been your Dungeon Maestro, Omega Jones, also known as Critical Bard. I do way too much. Follow my Twitch and Twitter for all the things. You can catch me literally right after this in the next 15 minutes over on Saving Throw Show, where I play a very, very proud black anime-inspired high schooler who's connected to Anansi, the West African trickster god of stories. It's a good time. Come check that out. And check out all the other things that I'm doing. Check out all of these people, more importantly, because they are an amazing cast and I want to support them. Make sure you follow us all on Twitch and Twitter and all the things. If you want to give us any love, there's a tip command as well to show us a little bit of appreciation. And, you know, maybe pay for our dinner tonight. I don't know. We are going to raid Dimples and Dice, I believe. Let's get that
Go on,
raid.
yeah?
I'm checking right now. Yes, he is on right now. I will get that raid started. And thank you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. This is episode 4. Keep checking us out. We should be back next week where they finally get to the cave, probably. We're going to see what's going to happen. Stay black, y'all. Stay awesome. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.